Hi, it's Dion here. Ever think that you're too old to start a webcomic project? And it's not just about time or money, but also you worry that the people around you are going to ridicule you or think that it's a bad idea and maybe not be supportive of your work or your project. Or maybe you even wonder, do I have the energy to make a webcomic? Am I good enough to draw or write? Do I even know what a webcomic is? I'm sure you've thought about at least one of these. I know I have. The biggest one people ask themselves seems to be age. So let's discuss why you are not too old to make a webcomic in your later years of life. And as always, if you like reading webcomics, why not support me and check out mine, Jim Reel Paranormal Investigator. It's a horror action adventure about an afro-wearing monster hunter set in the 70s. Links are in the description below, and when you sign up, you get free access to the behind the scenes, tips, tricks, and techniques I use to make the comic. Today, in the background, you can watch as I add colour and details to the panels on page 13. Wait to the end to see the final results, or read online today. So here is why I don't think you should let age discourage you from making a webcomic, and how you can actually use your age to your advantage to make a really great webcomic. Time is never going to stand still for us. When you're young, really young, like teenage years, you have these ideas of where you would like to be in life, but you really have no idea how to get there. It's a confusing time because you really don't know what the heck you're doing. Mind you, I find not much has changed. So you sort of have to experiment to find what your interests are and where you would like to focus all that energy. And the younger you are, it can feel like you have more time to experiment and change your focuses, jobs, and passions if you find you're not really into something. However, as you get older, our time seems to feel more precious and less available. Yet we've probably narrowed our focus and passions down to just a few things that we know we can do and do them well. Because we enjoy them so much, the focus to learn and get good at that thing is very intense. Plus, we enjoy it so much, the time and energy it seems to be taking is worth it. Now you've gotten good at the thing, and if it's not your day-to-day job, it might be that little hobby or passion you do when you have free time. Meaning you can get it done quickly without impacting all those other areas of your life like family, work, or health. So the thought of starting something brand new and from scratch can seem overwhelming. Usually because as we're getting older, we look at where we are now and feel quite content with the knowledge we have in our particular passion or profession, but the thought of trying something new can really feel very daunting. What if we fail? What if we look like a fool doing it? Or I'm going to have to start at the bottom again to get as good as everyone else I'm aspiring to be like. This is probably the worst one, as it's really easy to equate your current skill in something and say, I'm really good at this now, and it took me 2 years to get here, but I'm here. Now I really want to start doing that other thing, like making a webcomic, but I don't want to start doing it and have to wait another 2 years to see the results, do I? Even as a professional illustrator for many years, I still felt I didn't have the skills to be a comic book artist because I didn't think my ability to draw anatomy was up to standard that would be acceptable. Little did I know, but it was the actual act of making the webcomic on a regular basis that improved my anatomy drawing skills. And yes, it did take some time to see the results, but if I didn't actually start, then I would have had no results at all. Sometimes I think we just need to get out of our own way in order to start something that we've been holding off. There are a lot of mental blocks that we can build up over time to keep ourselves safe. They make us feel comfortable when it comes to trying out new things because you can simply say, no, I'm too old for that. But here is the great thing about being older and trying out new things. Unlike our younger selves, who might have very little to no life experiences, you actually have way more experiences now. You've probably got better at being organized, better at problem solving, your observation skills and ways you interpret the world around you are completely different than when you were younger. Meaning you are able to make quicker decisions and take actions to find solutions to problems. Sure, if you've never made a webcomic, it will feel hard at first. But when you do take that first step to start, you'll start to find ways to make it work for you. For example, your first project might just be a small one to see if you like it. You can come up with a short 1 or 2 page story, put it online, and see what happens. Keep it black and white to make it simple and easy to execute. Share it on a forum or webcomic hosting site and see what happens. Use it as an experiment to find out if you enjoy the process and break through that initial barrier that stops us oldies from actually doing the thing. If you're stuck for some places to actually host your webcomic, I've put together a list for you of 15 websites that will host it for free. I'll leave a link to the PDF you can download below. And let me know in the comments what's been stopping you or what's motivating you to make your webcomics. I'd love to know. Let's talk soon.